All right, this is the notes for section 3.2. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to use the idea of inductive reasoning, which we talked about last chapter. Inductive reasoning is basically looking at patterns and saying, I think this is going to be true from those patterns. We're also going to be talking about the types of angles that we mentioned in section 3.1, corresponding angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior, consecutive interior angles. So what you're going to do is make a conjecture. I hope everybody remembers a conjecture. It's an educated guess about those types of angles. Now I'm going to get out of the notebook software here, but if you want to mess around with this drawing a little bit more, here is the link. It is at GeoGebra Tube, which is kind of like YouTube, but GeoGebra Tube's for cool people. Okay, so we have two parallel lines. Line CH, that top horizontal line, and line AB, the bottom horizontal line. Those are parallel to each other. Line ED is the transversal. And you can see I've measured a whole bunch of angles here, all four angles at each of the intersections of the transversal and the other two lines. So what I'm going to do, and what I want you to do, is to concentrate on each pair of angles. So let's start with the corresponding angles. Pick out a pair of corresponding angles and pay attention to the measurements. Okay, you're going to come up with a conjecture. I'm just going to move the drawing around a little bit. I'll stop it every so often so you can see some different numbers. Keep your eye on your pair of corresponding angles that you picked and go to different pairs of corresponding angles. See if what you're thinking is staying correct. So I've moved the transversal around a little bit. Hopefully your conjecture is staying true. I'll remove the parallel lines. They're still parallel, but again, pay attention to your pair of angles. And you'll move this line here. I'm just moving this. Doesn't seem to be changing any angles. No big deal. If I move point B around. All right. Pay attention to the next pair of angles, alternate interior angles. See what you think about those ones. So pick a pair of alternate interior angles and do the same thing. I'm just going to move it around, stop it every so often. Keeping your eye on your pair of alternate interior angles. Check out the other pair of alternate interior angles. See if your property is holding true or your conjecture is holding true. Okay, let's go to alternate exterior angles. Going to do the same thing. I'm just going to move it around. Pay attention to your pair of alternate exterior angles. Check out the other pair of alternate exterior angles. And now the last one is the consecutive interior angles. You got two pairs of those. Pay attention to those numbers, see if you see a property for those. Hopefully you're writing these things down, or at least writing your conjecture down. So you're thinking, what seems to be true about these consecutive interior angles? All right. Again, you can mess with that drawing by going to that site. It's pretty impressive. There's a lot of neat stuff there. Okay, so you should have some conjectures. What I want you doing now, these are the formal wordings. You have your conjectures. Hopefully they're correct. But this is the proper way for these things to be written. And so you're going to fill in these blank lines. So go ahead, hit pause, copy these things down. The names are important. These orange words here, those are important. You want those to be correct. All right, so this is the notes. We will make sure that everybody has the correct stuff in class tomorrow. There's going to be a second video where we're going to do some examples dealing with this postulate and these three theorems. Pay attention to the next video.